Looks like the recording button is working. Looks like everything is good. Audio on the computer is working. Okay. Remember, Ray, nice and slow. Greetings and salutations, all carbon based life forms via the internet. It is once again another episode of my video diary, and if you do not know who I am, well, you lesser brained individuals better listen good. I am Raymond Robotnik, cousin of Ivo Eggman Robotnik, and now a current ally to Sonic the Hedgehog and all other Mobians that are not of this island. So I was thinking to myself today, what am I going to talk about? Oh, I almost forgot. Raymond. I'm guessing hanging out with Sonic so much has made me a little bit loose on some things. The reason I'm very late on my my episode for today is because I had just gotten back from G.U.N headquarters today as I had a interview. I had just put in an application in hopes of joining their ranks, in hopes of bettering the Robotnik family's image. Like I have said, we are not solely represented by Ivo. I'm hoping that me being able to join GUN will actually help. Not just my image, but everyone else's on the Robotnik family. And I have not gotten word back, but I did just come back from HQ from an interview. Now, the topic I wanted to talk to about today was a very interesting one. In my previous entry last week, when I was talking about Sully Sonic and his tapping into chaotic energy, I saw a very unique background in one of his old pictures. And all I asked was, "What is that?" And he said, "That's my home. That's Green Hill Zone." And I had asked Tails to take me there to Green Hill Zone. I must say, I am completely confounded. I am completely flabbergasted at what I had saw. My trip with Tails to Green Hill Zone warranted, well, had my brain moving a mile a minute. How is this possible? If I had to describe it, seeing lush green landscape over a rather unique dirt based life form of dark and light ground in the form of a checkers board. I barely had any words. And I was also confused by the vast amount of tikis around it. But first stepping onto it, I could actually see why Sonic and all of his fellow Mobians would consider this vast landscape their home. It's beautiful. Just stepping onto the grass itself felt really comfortable. Even laying down on it, I actually see why Sonic likes to take naps via on this grass. Barely on his own bed, but I now know why he loves the grass so much. But I was more drawn into the checkerboard ground, but also the vast array of palm trees and sunflowers and, well, multiple forms of flora. I had asked my florist cousin that I had talked about in my first entry about would she like to take a trip about it, and I had even showed her pictures, and she was just as confounded as me. She confidently asked, Raymond, Raymond, how is this possible? Is this photographed? Is this photoshopped? What is this?" And I told her this is a genuine picture. This landscape is real. And I had asked her if you want to come with me or go with Tails on the next exhibition back. And she said yes. But going back to my story about it, Tails had shown me many good spots. A nice hill with plenty of sunshine, which I understand Sonic frequents when he takes his naps because the amount of sunbeams hits that spot is just so perfect. It feels so warm. It's like you're covered by a blanket that's not even there. And I was completely confounded and flabbergasted. I was confused when I saw the loop de loop. I'm not even kidding about this. Most loop de loops, well, most tunnels you see here in our part of the world are just very natural. It's because it's formed by a concrete tube, not in Green Hills. In Green Hills, they have a actual loop de loop, an actual spiral in the gravel. The physics about this is completely it is ridiculous to think that the geology of this small spot where Sonic and all of his friends actually live has the ability to form solid ground into a small loop de loop enough for Sonic at half speed, mind you, to be able to just run around and then just take off. My brain is still racking at the edges of my skull, asking, how is this possible? How is it possible that the ground of this small spot that Sonic and his friends live at, how is it able to create such a structure in ground and be able to be stable enough, especially for a hedgehog, to be able to go 300 miles per hour, be able to make a full loop and not collapse? I mean, that is the reason why I asked my florist cousin to come with, but I also talked to my geologist uncle if he wanted to be part of this too. He was all a part about it as well. Oh, I had asked Sonic why does he love to protect Green Hills so much, and he says it's been my home, man, ever since I can remember, ever since I was a baby. I've been raised in this place and I know every nook and cranny. I have ran laps around this entire part of the island, memorizing every checkered, every flower, every single part. And I know the best spots to take naps, to have a picnic, to just rest and relax. And then that made me think that I too am that guilty. I'm that guilty of wanting to protect my own home, my own patch of land. We're all, if you think about it, we're all just cavemen. We're walking around in our little patches of land. We're wielding nothing but clubs and any weapon we can brandish, and we're saying, "Get off my land, stay away from me, do not come near me." Of course, every now and then we'll let people in, let them see our little patch of heaven, but then there are those, like my cousin, who wants to do nothing but terraform it into his own image, make it metallic, lifeless, something for him to just make a flat escalator and just make the sidewalks move, make buildings that touch the sky but create smog and metal and heaps of scrap. I think the reason Sonic fights against Ivo so much is not just because he wants to protect his home, it's also because he wants Ivo to not make a big mistake that he will never be able to take back. That's why that's why Sonic protects Green Hills so much. Maybe there's a tactic we can make to make Ivo stop. This has been Raymond Robotnik, signing off.